To continue with our learning process, I would like to take up a new topic, communication. So I am very sure you must be familiar with this word, communication. So let's go on to the definition of communication. What does the word communication mean? So we can say it comes from a Latin word, communicare, meaning to share or to impart or to give. We can say it is a process of sharing or the exchange of our ideas, thoughts, or any other information from one person to another. It may include any facts, emotions, values, and feelings. So we can say it is a process of exchanging verbal and non-verbal messages. And remember, communication is always a continuous process, and the prerequisite of a good communication is message. So we need to have any information to convey to the audience or the recipients. So we should have a message to pass on. And being a two-way process, it is always incomplete without a proper feedback or response from the recipient, because we should know how well the message is understood by the targeted audience. Okay students, clear? Now we move on to the types of communication. There are two types of communication, verbal and non-verbal communication. Now, what do you mean by verbal communication? As the name indicates, verbal communication means communicating our messages verbally using words, vocabulary, or symbols. And we can pass on any information which may be factual or specific. And we can also convey our emotions, our attitudes, beliefs, desires, etc. Okay. Next, non-verbal communication on the other hand means using language of signs, symbols, gestures, body language instead of using verbal words for our communication. And the main elements of non-verbal communication are personal appearance, our posture, gesture, facial expressions, eye contact, etc. And we will be discussing in detail in the see here, as the picture depicts, the difference between the verbal and non-verbal communication. So this is the key difference, see, in the verbal and in the non-verbal. Now moving on to the next, types of non-verbal communication. So here I have given you the 10 types of non-verbal cues which are commonly used. So the first one is facial expressions, paralinguistics, gestures, body language and posture, proxemics, oculesics or eye contact, haptics, chronemics, personal appearance and artifacts. So in the coming slides, I shall describe each expressions, each non-verbal cues in detail. Okay. Let's now study about the facial expressions. So as the name indicates, expressions which are shown on our face are known as facial expressions. So it is a human tendency to have different expressions each time. Okay, in one moment we'll be very happy, on the other moment we'll be very confused or scared, or we may have a frowning expression on our face depending upon the mood or depending upon the situation we have come across. Okay, so we can say a facial expression conveys a lot of information about a person, and the different kinds of universal facial expressions we come across are sadness, joy, happiness, sulk, anger, frown, fear, confused. Let us now study about gestures. What are gestures? They are deliberate movements and signals including waving, pointing, fiddling with any objects, using fingers to indicate numeric amounts. For example, some people have the habit of fiddling with whatever they get into their hands. It may be pen, keychain, pencil, or handkerchiefs, your helmet, bells, and the girls often have the habit of fiddling with their dupattas or the sari corner, etc. So all these are body language which reflects our personality or what we want to convey. Okay. Now next is paralinguistics. They refer to vocal communication that is separate from actual language. This includes elements like tone of voice, loudness, inflections and pitch, etc. For example, a cold tone of voice may suggest we are unwell or not fine at all, and a happy tone denotes we are actually doing fine. And for another example, if we take, some students have, boisterous voice, and to seek attention from others they use their boisterous or loud voice to seek concentration from others or to seek uh, others attention. Okay, now let us study about the body movement and posture. It is the use of physical behavior and mannerisms to communicate. Posture often relates to body movements and to height. Tallness carries powerful message of dominance. Our perception of people are affected by the way they sit, stand or hold their head. So a lot of things are reflected by these postures. So it is very important to keep a perfect posture like standing straight, keeping our shoulders erect, sit properly or hold our head high. So these are very important body language. Okay, next is proxemics. Physical space plays a very crucial role in communication, and it is very important to maintain a personal space according to our comfort or discomfort. For example, we cannot allow anyone to touch us or anyone to be very intimate with us. So to maintain a proper relation, we have to maintain a safe distance. For example, there are 4 categories which we have given. First is the public space. So what do you mean by public space? It is an impersonal interaction about 12 to 25 feet away. We cannot disclose or we cannot be intimate with the public. Okay, so we have to keep this distance. Next is the social space, which is an interpersonal interaction about 4 to 12 feet away. Okay, so little intimate than the public. Next is personal space, a close-up about 1 to 4 feet away from someone, and intimate space which is very close, usually within 1 foot and sometimes touching. So we often have intimate relation with in our home with our family members. Okay, and in personal space we just keep a distance of about 1 to 4 feet. That may be our friends, our distant relatives, etc. Okay, next is the oculesics or eye contact. This is very important aspect of non-verbal communication because eyes reflect a lot. Keeping in eye contact is our primary tool for establishing good rapport with others, as it communicates our level of interest, warmth and involvement. So while communicating, we have to be very sure that we are having a proper eye contact with the audience. Then only we can know whether they are able to understand, and hence they can give a proper feedback to us. Okay. Next, we'll study about haptics. It's also a very important element of body language. It is one of the most basic elements of human connection via the sense of touch. So haptics means touch, communication through touch. It includes all forms of touch and is extremely powerful as it is the most sophisticated and intimate of the sixth sense. For example, mothers often caress their children, their babies, and teachers, they just pat the student's head, student's shoulders for good work. So all these are haptics which reflects our communication. Okay. Next is chronemics. Chronemics, it is the study of the role of time in communication. So all the aspects are connected to the time. Time perceptions include punctuality, willingness to wait and interactions. To cite an example, some villagers, they don't remember the date of birth. So they often relate it to some event. Okay. So that's how they count their birthday. Next, we come on to personal appearance, which includes our choice of color, clothing, hairstyle, etc. So it is a way we look when we step out of our house, and accordingly others evaluate us. So if our appearance is good, it represents respect and etiquette to everyone. Each of us have our individual habit of dressing up. How we look. Some of us are very casual, and some of us are very conscious about their appearance. Okay, they want to look good, so they dress up well, they take care of their hairstyle, clothing, etc. So that is very important aspect of our body language, which reflects a lot about us. Next is artifacts. They are physical objects like clothing, homes, and cars we possess. Example, clothing and jewelry can communicate our lifestyles and attitudes. Some people have the habit of possessing valuable watches, jewelry, cars, bikes, etc. So that reflects their lifestyle, their high lifestyle. Some people like that. Okay, so all these aspects are important in conveying a communication or conveying some message or conveying body language, and it reflects a lot and it tells us a lot about. Let us now wind up by seeing the pictorial representation of the types of non-verbal communication, which includes posture, body language, eye contact, blinking, tone of voice, facial expressions, smell, time, physical appearance, gestures, pitch of voice, etc. So I hope you all have understood about the non-verbal communication. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you, students. Stay safe. Bye.